Good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Donicia Barnes. I am your business moderator for this session of the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. We will have a fireside chat with Pamela McKinney. Pamela McKinney is the founder and CEO of Business Concepts Accelerated LLC, a powerhouse consulting firm helping minority owned and early stage B2B startups go from ideation to investor ready. Known as a strategic deal advocate and pitch specialist, Pamela equips solopreneurs, CEOs with go to market strategies, funding readiness tools, and access to investors. Through workshops, digital platforms, and the BCA pitch event, she empowers founders to close deals, raise capital, and scale with confidence. I present to you Pamela McKinney.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the introduction, and that definitely was a great overview for people to know a little bit about me and who I am.
Yes,
We,
ma'am. Thank you for
yes,
joining us.
thank you so much. Thank you. So I want to make sure that you're handing it over to me, and I shall get started. Thank you so much again. I appreciate that. I am Pamela McKinney, and we are Business Concepts Accelerated. This is where we accelerate your business. And that is what I'm super passionate about. It is so just really a fun time. Always. I don't care what the climate is outside. It is a fun time when you are in your stride of entrepreneurship. And that's a little bit about what I'd love to share with you today. I'm talking about walking the walk, the power of purposeful entrepreneurship. And, again, passion. And then that's where it all starts and ends with. If you've been in business for a long time and you're not still passionate about your business, then, I'm excited to talk with those types of people at that moment in their journey of the process of being an entrepreneur. I love talking to those who are at the start of entrepreneurship. And, the thing about entrepreneurship is the mindset and where we are. Like, where are you? You want to meet a child where they are? Well, I want to meet you where you are. And that's really important when we talk about entrepreneurship. And if you've been around for a long time, what are you building? Is it just revenue streams? Is it a business that runs efficiently? Are you creating something bigger, something with impact? That is what entrepreneurship is. It's fluid. It's not something that just is what it is. It's what you are. Because it comes from the heart and soul of who you are. So entrepreneurship is not just about strategy and execution. It's about leadership, responsibility, and humanity. Too often we see in business focused efforts on scale, automation, efficiency, yet losing some of that core reasons of why we started in the first place, and to create something truly meaningful, especially in today's climate and the ever-changing world we live in. Okay, so I am just, again, excited to have this time in this fireside chat to share with you. And some of the areas that I want to talk about are regarding, how to shift your mindset to anticipate market shifts before they happen, why business readiness matters, and why pivoting is survival. The power of empathy, humanity, and love in business strategy. And I want to chat a little bit about how true entrepreneurship is about walking the walk, not just talking. We're not talking no more. Time is over. This is 2025, an ever changing world. Daily, we have breaking news, right? And so, what do we do with that? How do we navigate? Do we just turn a blind side eye to what's happening in real time before us? I think not. So, shifting the mindset to readiness and pivoting. And we want to, of course, be ready before the market moves. We want to be in readiness move. And everyone knows the slogan, you want to be ready so you don't have to get ready. You already got to be ready. And that's more prevalent today than ever. The best entrepreneurs don't wait for opportunities. They create them. They aren't caught off guard when the market conditions change. Instead, they expect disruptions and prepare to pivot with agility. I want to talk about that just a little bit more because being ready and not and creating your own opportunities. And one of my most favorite mottos in life is to seize every opportunity. And I wear that with the badge of honor because it doesn't have to be overt. It doesn't have to be something that where you really think it through in depth. It's about seizing the opportunity in that moment in time. And it takes a entrepreneurial mindset to really kind of say, what is that move going to be? So ask yourself, do I have a plan B, a plan C for my business if my industry shifts, suddenly shifts? Am I actively watching trends or just reacting to change as they happen? Do I have a network, a team, the infrastructure that allows me to make quick decisions? Pivoting is not failure, it's survival. It's survival. And some businesses get stuck in mindset that the changing direction that means fail. But no, 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 no. It means that you couldn't be further from the truth on that point. It doesn't mean failure, right? The strongest leaders pivot when necessary, adjusting their strategies to stay competitive. All right. And if we think of the iconic brands that started in one space but found greater success elsewhere, Amazon started as an online bookstore before becoming the largest e commerce giant in the world. Netflix mailed DVDs. Remember then, back when, before pivoting into a streaming and content creator, and they've adapted and thrived. So that's what I love about strategy and building strategy and staying on top of your strategy. And that's what my gift of gifts is in this lifetime. Everyone has one. Everyone, every individual, God gave them their individual thumbprint and their individual gift. It doesn't matter what it is, just realizing what that is a part of the process that what we do at Business Concepts Accelerated brings to your table. I work at any level you are, early stage to the most established CEOs and founders, because you could be on a trajectory of the way you think things are going and how your current plan, but what we tend to be able to do, and I got to give myself some kudos and 100% rating. I have never had a challenged business vision concept that I've not been able to elevate in some way, shape, or form. And just being in my stratosphere, I must say, because I am that fractional content creator, strategic arm, whether you're a solopreneur and at the big boys table, you're talking about big deal net worth projects, to the startup with the passion, trying to understand how to make that a revenue generating business. I got your back. That's what we do at Business Concepts Accelerated. But let's move on. Let's move on. So if your business model essentially is resistant to change, then you're already setting yourself up for failure, right? So let's talk about the role of empathy, humanity, and love in business. Entrepreneurs are problem solvers. That requires empathy all in itself, right? The most successful businesses solve real world problems, but to truly understand the problem, you must step into the customer's shoes. Empathy is not a soft skill. It's a business advantage. It allows entrepreneurs to anticipate customer needs before they ask. I'm very good at that. That's why I love being a hostess. You anticipate your guests' needs before they ask. It's not a soft skill, you know. It's a business advantage to build products and services that genuinely serve their audience, to develop messaging that resonates on a deeper level. Consider the differences between a company that sells products versus a brand that transforms lives, right? The latter is always rooted in humanity. Love and leadership, a forgotten business strategy, we can't let it be. Love and leadership, especially, again, I echo, being in this ever-changing world, being in this fast-paced, daily breaking news, matrix that we're in. Come on. We've got to lead with love in our business strategy. Many business leaders eliminate care for their models, their business models, because they prioritize numbers over people. And I'm telling you the truth, great companies prioritize people and profiles, and they profit. It always follows naturally. And that's the honest to God truth. I think you know that. Customers stay loyal to businesses that make them feel seen and heard. A leader who uplifts others attracts stronger partnerships, investments, and opportunities. This is why leadership rooted in care is not just about a feel-good philosophy, it's a long-term success strategy. Let's talk a little bit about creating opportunities and walking the walk. You were given your gift, now use them. Your talent and expertise are not just for you. You have a responsibility to reach back and open the door for others. I like to call it just cracking the door. You ain't got to put your whole foot in there, but you could put a pinky toe to give someone else an edge. Be that catalyst for them. Create opportunity. You don't have to keep your gifts and your riches that have followed your door that was open for you and not be that for someone else. It is your responsibility. True entrepreneurship isn't just building wealth, it's creating pathways for those behind you. Imagine if every successful founder mentioned one aspiring entrepreneur, the ripple effect would be massive. This is why I challenge you, every business leader, every investor, and I'm talking old money and new money, the digital marketers of today, I'm telling you, that's new money, and you should be a first-time investor with me at the BCA Pitch and Purpose event. You should be a first-time investor on this broadcast, on this network, who brings you this quality content for you. Be an investor, be a contributor, be a subscriber in these streets of those who are doing the work. One of my favorite nonprofit organizations is the Youth Life Center of the Arts in Riverdale, Georgia. Look them up, please. These are people out here in these streets doing the work. Crack the door open. Imagine again if every successful founder can be mentored by an aspiring entrepreneur. Imagine if you were an investor at my event, a private investor, you have a seat, and we match founders who have bright ideas, who have done the work, they're ready, they have MVPs, they have patents, they have orders. Only thing they don't have is the capital that could allow them to break in, to be seen in the marketplace. That's all they need. Take a seat with us. And that's a plug I must put in there because it's so meaningful for you to understand your place in cracking the door. Who are you helping? What doors are you opening? How are you using your success to uplift others? The BCA Pitch and Purpose event, this is our fourth edition. And please stick with us and, talk to me. Let's put a date on the calendar. So, Business Concepts Accelerated, also known as BCA, is built on this very principle. We listen to bright ideas, proven business models, MVPs, patents. We talk to founders and talk about their ventures, and we help to get them ready for capital mentorship and partnerships, and for their ideas to take off in the marketplace. Right. Let's talk a little bit about walking the walk. Again, success does not mean nothing if you do it alone. You must bring people with you. You must be the person who opens the door instead of closing them. People are so protective of their contacts and their networks. Instead of saying, you know what, I got someone I want to put you in touch with. You prove yourself with this person and you got my support on the next deal, it's an exchange, because you want to empower people, but you also want them to be ready. And that's where we can, assist. But the point of being ready is it's a two-sided sword in allowing opportunity. Here's my final thought. When you empower another entrepreneur, you empower the world. Walk the walk, and let's change the game together. And I think that being ready, to allow opportunity, to helping those who don't know all of the avenues as a startup, as someone with a passion, as someone who is just, who's being let go by their former employer after putting in their life's work, and you don't know what's next. A graduating student who has now this college degree and they don't know what's next, how to take that to a bigger level. Here's what I'm thinking I want to do, but how can I make that and turn that into a revenue generating idea? Not only that, but with strategy. We mind map those things with you. For those who are, high schoolers, and you're wondering what is your passion that you could build upon as you enter the next phase of your life, and so that you come out at a higher level than just a student during those 4 years. There's a way to do it all, right? So we are strategic business and marketing experts, and it stems from me and my gift, and that's what I give to you. We've got to be there for others. We've got to, prioritize people. We've got to lead with empathy, humanity, and love in business. And we've got to, make sure that we're able to pivot as a survival tactic, and the mindset of of just being ready is pivotal in business. And then we want to just basically have, be able to walk the walk, because that's the power of purposeful entrepreneurship. I'm Pamela McKinney of Business Concepts Accelerated. I'm the CEO, proudly announcing our website to be launched here in the next 2 weeks. And we're excited about that. BCACEO.com is where you can find us. And it's not quite there yet, but it's coming along. And check us out in a couple of weeks for that. So with that said, thank you so much for joining me here on the Black Olympics week for the month of May. And I'm excited, as always, to work with Dr. Kelly, Eric Kelly, Dr. Eric Kelly, and his team. So thank you again.
Ooh, I'm so happy you're here. I really need what you offer. Like, you are right on
Oh,
time. So we don't have that much time, and I
yes.
want to get as many of these questions asked as possible. Okay, so if you I don't know if you think you've already explained it, but maybe found on what you've already shared, can you explain the BCA Startup Advantage one-day workshop? And I'm gonna let you know, I don't know, I already looked it up. Go ahead.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is a one-day workshop. It's 3 hours from 12 to 3 p.m. It's a Saturday that we do once per month. And it specifically talks to people who are just brand new to social media marketing and branding. It gives you an insight for how to post, how to build your content data bank. What is AI? How do I leverage it daily in my business? It gives you all the tools you need as the CEO or founder of your company. And it also talks to boomers, those who are older, who, now you find yourself getting ready to start a new business and you need to understand social media. Even if you bring on a marketing team, you knowing all of the things we talk about in this one-day workshop, you need to know that before you bring on a team to execute, because you're wasting money and time of telling someone and explaining someone versus without having the tools yourself of understanding. So we give you the how-to of social media. That's what the one-day workshop, and we're found on Eventbrite.
Okay. So this question is something that I experience all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a believer in incorporating social media in whatever it is that you're doing in your business. Can you share with the audience how important social media is to business, especially now in this time? Because I've heard so many people tell me, like, I don't need social media. I never did it before. I don't need it now. So
Mm-hmm.
can you expound on how vital social media is to business today?
Yeah. You almost cannot be in business today without social media. And so that's what we talk about in the BCA Startup Advantage one-day workshop. We do it once a month. I'm telling you, it is vital. And the reason behind that is because now people say, when you talk to someone about your business, what's your Instagram, what's your LinkedIn? They want to go to your social media to learn about you. It becomes your resume.
Yep.
So the way that you literally set up your social media, the importance of your profile, just everything, your videos, reels, understanding and capturing all of that content so that you put yourself in an automated mode that takes your customer, that you build a lack of better following, because they want to know more about what it is you have to say. You stop the scroll. There's ways and to go viral. There's a science behind it. So we talk about all of those things, understanding social media and the importance. And that's what the Startup Advantage also, we're talking to boomers. Those would likely be that person that says that, I don't need social media, but there's a way to leverage it because it expands to people that you don't already know, millions of people that you don't already know. So that's the
Yeah.
power of social media.
Okay. What advice would you give a founder seeking pre-seed capital?
Awesome. So a lot of times, when you're applying or looking for capital for your bright idea, your next level venture, maybe you've been in business for a while and you want to rebrand your business. Anytime that you're wanting to level up and you think investor capital could help, $10,000, $50,000, $1 million, I have the top 25 founders to watch lists. That's what BCA talks to our private investors about. We have 25 founders who are early stage or they've been in business and now they're going for that next level, right? So my biggest deal that I can talk to someone about is he's looking for $1 billion. It's an acquisition deal, right? Whatever your deal is, we can meet you where you are and we can help you to be ready. Anyone that goes to the Pitch and Purpose event as a founder must be qualified as ready. If you're not quite ready, meaning you have your business plan, marketing plan, your projections, your pitch confidence, all of how to close a deal, all those factors are in our 6-week program that we have leading up to the Pitch and Purpose event. As a founder, early stage, banks want to know that you are making $10,000 a month already. I'm not making that as a startup. Okay. How do I get someone to understand the strength of my deal, the strength of your deal? And that's the only ones that really we can bring into our stratosphere for the Pitch and Purpose, because it is the strength of your deal. We can help you level up the strength of your deal. So early stage means that you have something that's uniquely yours, a patent. You may have a bright idea that truly solves a real world problem. Okay. And if you have that, and it is by the strength of the deal, the MVP, the due diligence you've already put into it, now you're ready to take it to market, meaning I just need the capital. This is based on the strength of that deal and your concept, your vision, and how it's been leveled up to the nth degree, meaning you can't lose because it's now a 360 point of view that you're presenting to the investor at an early stage. You can still be funded. Early stage ventures can be funded at the 4th edition BCA Pitch and Purpose event. Thank you.
Okay, so what's the difference between that and the BCA membership club on
Mhm.
Patreon?
Yeah, well,
And join.
I haven't really, done the Patreon because we've evolved from there. When our website does go live, BCACEO.com in a couple of weeks, that has the elevation for BCA, where we really do empower our network, and that means that all the various I'm multifaceted, so my business is multifaceted, meaning I'm here to work and provide opportunities to CEOs and founders, right? And so when I say you come into the stratosphere, that means you come into my network. And once you're in, I am always your support, your support board of, a fractional, whatever opportunities come by me, I'm throwing them your way. And that's when I say come into the network, that's what I mean in regards to BCA. We love on our CEOs and our founders. And when you're after our engagement has stopped as far as the client relationship, I'm still supporting you in business.
Awesome. What's the most memorable founder success story you've helped create?
I would say, and I love this question because like I talked in my speech about walking the walk. And a lot of times my passion comes from serving underrepresented founders and CEOs, because we find ourselves spinning our wheels, staying stuck and wasting time because we don't know how to navigate on those next steps. So my most, really the honor that I have to serve that person and help them to remove roadblocks is what is meaningful to me personally. And so that's why I serve this segment. I don't want you to stay stuck. I want you to elevate, and I want to help you to do that. And so meaningful, meaning that if you don't have the money, and I've done this just many a times, I'm not saying that's how I can run a business because, but we always, put, our little donation of buy me a cup of coffee, out there. But many times we find a way. If it's not that we can be paid today, then there may be a seat on your board of directors. There's ways to offset our services so that we can still help and support you.
Okay. What are some common red flags investors look for in early stage ventures?
Mm-hmm. Just like I talked about earlier, and you being even at the table means that there's some validity in the strength of your deal. So we vet our founders, meaning that I'm pretty good at identifying and elevating the vision, right? And so all of those factors have to be in your projections, your 60-month, 5-year projections that is put forth. Everything has to be ready. And if those things and your pitch confidence and how to close are ready, you're going to come across in a very, from a strong position with with the investor. So red flags, I would say, someone who's not ready is the biggest red flag. Someone who's not ready.
Could you give an example of what one of those flags look like without giving away too much?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So not being ready kind of supports what I just said in regards to having your business in order, in line, and proven MVPs, right? A lack of, one red flag as far as being ready, and just a tip really for a founder who is speaking to an investor. You don't want to talk too much. You want to answer the question and be quiet. Silence is golden in that in that vein, and that you are literally you're answering the question specifically, and then you shut up. Too many times as founders, you give the extended story, and you go around the mulberry bush. A red flag would be someone who can't, you losing your investor if you do that. And so there's tactics and ways to speak to investors, and they know that you're not ready.
Something that simple.
Yes.
Well, how about
Because that's how we talk and we give it. But I tried my best, even though I may get, but I'm boom, 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 boom. I'm just hitting the high notes of what it is I'm trying to say. And so it is a learned skill, and you have to be conscious of that. And sometimes really a CEO who's not quite ready, or who's really not a good speaker, in that they may hire someone to be that person that is the, that person that speaks for them, or plays a role of founder in their company. A founder and a CEO can be two different people for the same company.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
What's next for BCA and your mission to fund the next generation of leaders?
My vision is so huge. It's huge, it's deep, it's wide. And that's how God made me. And so what I'm working on right now is finishing up our website, because it's very interactive. I want to engage the people who come to our website. And if you are a startup or a CEO or a founder or a private investor or a sponsor, there's something there for you. And so, that's what I'm currently focused on. But as far as the depths of what God, the I am that I am, gives me and downloads in my brain, and I say, dang, that's just brilliant. I say that to myself because I am so grateful to the blessing that I just received. And it's just an amazing thing, when you think about that, to be able to live in the gifts that God gives you. And so the next big thing is humongous. I can think of, whatever the biggest problem. And most recently, God, the I am, gave me solutions to big world problems. And oh my God, it's overwhelming.
What's a big problem you'd like to tackle? You don't have to tell us the solution, but what's something that's heavy on your heart, like one problem you would like to tackle?
Oh, my Lord. So I'm going to share my big world problem. And that is the problem that God gave me a plausible solution. And I've already vetted it around to know that others would embrace the viability of the solution, right? What's the biggest, and my big thing is humanity. My favorite quote is human beings being human. And right now in this day and time, we are not showing empathy and love in humanity. And so imagine that being a deep-rooted problem, real world problem, especially with my market being the underrepresented in who I try to help and support because of everything we said and so much more. So imagine the real world problem we face, and my passion to support them, and a solution that does not involve them only, because it's not about this, it's about humanity.
Okay.
Imagine.
So bringing the humanity back to humans in our interaction.
That's right.
I love it. Thank you so much, Miss Pamela. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Today, I got you locked in. I found you online and all this stuff.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Today.
All right.
Y'all.
Thank you.
This was Miss Pamela McKinney, the most outstanding Miss Pamela McKinney. And y'all need to look her up online. Tell them where they can find you.
Yes, BCA CEO.com at gmail.com is our email address, BCA CEO.com at gmail.com. Of course, I made it so that my website is in my Gmail.
Very good. So y'all hit her up and say that one more time.
BCACEO.com at gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at
Yes,
BCA
there we go.
B2B Live.
That's what I
BCA
was thinking
B2B
too.
Live on Instagram.
Awesome sauce. Well, genius is coming, y'all. And I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.